very warm welcome to the third round of ETRC, the European Truck Racing Championship in Nogaro, a little village in the very south of France. Only 2,000 inhabitants here, but many more spectators on Saturday and Sunday. They have a local hero named Anthony Janiek on MAN, and he did his first win in ETRC last year, so can he do the same this time? And of course the interest is between Adam Lachko leading the championships ahead of Jochen Hahn on MAN. So what is with them? Will they battle like in the two rounds before? See all the information now in 26 minutes of highlights from the ETRC in Nogaro.
There can be very few racing circuits quite as integrated in the locality as the Circuit Port Armagnac. The centre of the community of just 2,000 people is just a few minutes from trackside on foot. A race truck parade on Friday evening is an obvious thing to do. It's a real festival for the drivers and the fans. The truck racing weekend in Nogaro has become almost as much a trademark of the Gascony region as Charles de Batz de Castlemore, who is better known as one of the Musketeers, Comte d'Artagnan. Adam Lachko, the Freightliner driver from Team Nogaro, currently has 98 points. The 31-year-old Czech won the first race here last year.
Jochen is the big guy, and he's the European champion. I'm not. I'm only second. And when I started truck racing, I learned from him because he's really good.
Jochen Hahn is second in the driver's standings. The 42-year-old MAN truck racer from Germany is Lachko's closest rival and is currently only 4 points behind the Czech. In 2015, Hahn made the podium in Nogaro 3 times from the 4 races.
You can say nothing after 2 race weekends, so yeah, in the moment Adam and me are in the front, but I think ask us again in Zolder, not yet. In the moment it looks like, but we will see what happens in the season.
However, right from the start of the season, all the signs pointed to a head-to-head fight between the pair. Hahn on the left and Lachko on the right here, in the battle to be crowned the 2016 European champion. The surprise package at the last race weekend in Misano was Stephanie Halm. The 32-year-old from South Germany made the podium twice and even came second in race 4.
Yeah, for sure. We want to start where we finished in Misano. So for sure we want to be on the podium. Maybe we can win a race. This is for sure the goal for here.
The grid for race 1 of the weekend. There are near perfect conditions for race 1, dry and not too warm. For the first time this season, Norbert Kish is first on the grid. The Hungarian in his nearly new Mercedes-Benz truck from Team Tankpool Ferencváros is satisfied with his performance in qualifying, but at the same time, not entirely happy.
It's quite good, but yeah, the race is probably going to be very hard, so I don't have high expectations. Right now, I just hope to make it to the finish and hopefully stay on the podium probably.
Alongside him on the front row, championship leader Adam Lachko. The second row is an all-German affair. Jochen Hahn sealed third spot in qualifying ahead of René Reinert, both driving MANs. Steffi Halm confirms the excellent impression she made in Misano with 5th place, and alongside her on the third row, the yellow Lion truck, number 8, driven by local standard bearer Anthony Janiek. The Frenchman lives in Toulouse, some 140 kilometres to the east of the circuit.
It's my home, Nogaro. It's difficult, the 6th position for I hope, the podium. For the first race, the big point. For the second race, new grid, I hope podium, it's possible for me.
The view from the spectators' grandstand as race 1 gets underway. It's a hard but fair battle between number 1 Norbert Kish and 55 Adam Lachko over the first few metres. Kish in the Mercedes-Benz remains ahead and gets the better of Lachko. He benefits from a minor error and edges ahead. On board with Jochen Hahn. Lachko makes a mistake and runs out wide. Hahn tries to benefit. On board with René Reinert. Ahead, Lachko fighting it out with Hahn. On board with Anthony Janiek, who makes a muscular challenge against Reinert and goes through. Behind, there's another clash as Steffi Halm is pushed off by Jiri Foreman. The race continues, but not for Halm. Her truck is beached in the gravel out of the race. On lap 9, Kish leads. Hahn launches another attack on Lachko behind. He makes a move up on the inside as Lachko locks up and runs wide. Hahn gets up alongside, but Lachko bumps and barges to defend second place. It's a great battle between the pair, keeping the fans well entertained. The battle for fourth is between Anthony Janiek and René Reinert, the pair touching once more. On the last lap, Norbert Kish is the man in charge. Adam Lachko second, and it's Jochen Hahn in third place. Janiek is fourth and Reinert fifth. As the three leaders race their way to the checkered flag, Janiek was busy defending from René Reinert behind him for fourth. At the checkered flag, Norbert Kish wins the race. Team Tankpool Ferenc Fansig celebrating on the pit wall with Adam Lachko second, closely followed by Hahn. Norbert Kish is a very happy man indeed. Confirmation of the results of race 1. Kish ahead of Lachko, ahead of Hahn, with Janiek fourth, Reinert fifth, and Sasha Lentz rounding out the top six. But Kish is very happy.
I know that the start would be our weak point, and we're not so strong at the start, but fortunately Johan helped me a little bit with a little push so that I can stay side by side with Adam, and eventually I could come out in front, and then in the first couple of laps I could pull a little bit of a gap on the others, and then I was able to manage the tires. So it's really good. I'm actually really happy because I never thought that this would be possible with the new Mercedes so soon.
The top three drivers on the podium at the end of race 1 of 4 here at Nogaro.
Hey, just a quick interview for the guys. A big applause, mesdames et messieurs.
The grid for race 2 is a reversal of the top 8 from race 1. Adam Lachko seems to be relaxed. After all, the Czech extended his lead in the standings in race 1. However, pole position on this occasion goes to a driver who's not been seen in first place very often, Eduardo Rodriguez in number 11. I'm not nervous because I've been racing trucks for 20 years and my son and grandson are competing in truck racing as well. I'm 62 years old and want to calm down and don't want to break my truck in the first corner. I will try to stay in front as long as I can, and I realise that at my age I can't fight with the young lions behind me. The 7th place finisher from race 1 starts alongside Rodriguez on the front row. It's the second woman in the field, Alan Law.
Well, actually, I tried to do my best. I'm not sure if I can make it to the podium. Would be great, but well, in the first race I have been, let's say, a second slower than the quickest, and that's something. You know, they are all tough guys, so let's see what can happen.
At the start of the race, Alan Law immediately takes the lead as Eduardo Rodriguez chooses to take it easy. Looking back from Rodriguez's truck, Jochen Hahn is involved in the battle. So too Adam Lachko. They're right on the tail of the Portuguese driver. Just a few turns into the race, Alan Law comes under severe pressure from René Reinert, followed by Hahn, Lachko, Janiek, Lentz and Kish. On board with Reinert in the battle for the lead. Law defends, but Reinert gets up the inside. There's contact between the two. Ellen hangs on to the advantage, but René Reinert is right behind her. At the start of lap 2, Reinert makes his move for the race lead. With the inside line claimed, Reinert it is who takes over P1. On board with Adam Lachko, at the start of lap 3, he sees Jochen Hahn make his move against Alan Law. Hahn goes through, and Lachko is coming up fast. He too applies pressure to the German. On board with Anthony Janiek, he sees Lachko get ahead of Law. Reinert leads from Hahn. Lachko is now third and chasing them. Fourth is Law, fifth is Janiek, and then sixth it's Kish. Sascha Lenz battles with Steffi Halm. And Halm goes through. Onto the last lap. René Reinert still leads from Jochen Hahn and Adam Lachko. There will be no further changes in position despite Jochen Hahn's best efforts. Pole sitter Rodriguez is now 44 seconds behind the leader, René Reinert. At the finish, René Reinert is the winner. Jochen Hahn takes second and Adam Lachko bags third. There are celebrations for Team Reinert. Seen from the onboard, the team celebrates in Parc Fermé.
Easy race till Jochen comes. Jochen comes in the middle of the race, and yeah, he was all the time in my mirrors, left and right, and he tried to play with me a little bit. But I had also good speed, and he could not push so much. It was one or two corners. He was faster than me, but he was not in the situation to overtake me.
Drivers on the podium. Post-race, the classification was amended, with Adam Lachko given a 10-second penalty for exceeding the 160 km/h maximum speed. The end of day one at Nogaro. Mechanics busy working on the trucks. There was the truck parade in Nogaro on Saturday evening. And then it was time for the sun to set as everyone prepared for day two. Nogaro was a busy place on Sunday morning. A full paddock, there was autograph signing for the fans, and the campsites absolutely full. When qualifying got underway for race 3, there was drama for Norbert Kish. He was in trouble. He was stationary in the pit lane. It was a big setback for the former champion.
I was feeling good, you know, we had a good time again. We go through to the Super Pole in P3, which was good, and I feel that I could improve. But unfortunately in the warm-up lap we had an electronic problem. And it started smoking a little bit, so I came out, and yeah, we decided not to continue because we must preserve the engine, not to blow up the whole thing. So we decided to stop, unfortunately.
The grid forms for race 3, with championship leader Adam Lachko on his way to his grid position.
I don't have a tactic. We will see what happened after first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 corner, because it's possible we go side by side on the 6 corners, and after we will see on the back straight.
Lachko starts from pole position. Jochen Hahn starts second. On On the second row of the grid is René Reinert starting third, with Steffi Halm lining up alongside P4. In front of the packed grandstands, the trucks get ready to go racing. It's Jochen Hahn who gains the advantage as they turn their way through the first corner, running side by side with Adam Lachko. On board with Reinert, he sees contact between Hahn and Lachko not once, but twice. Hahn takes the advantage with Lachko's battered truck behind him. Reinert runs third. Behind in fourth place is Steffi Halm. Janiek is fifth, and sixth is Alan Law. Irving Klein-Nagelvoort, though, goes off the road on lap 9. The problem appears to be brake failure. At the finish, it's a win for Jochen Hahn, with Adam Lachko just half a second behind. René Reinert is third, but there are celebrations for Team Hahn. Jochen kisses his wife and then embraces Adam Lachko.
In Nogaro, the second place it's better than the first. And from this side I have a very good start, and okay, we have a little bit contact, but it's fair, and from this side I can make a gap and handle it in the race. So I'm very happy I win. Yes, happy.
The classification at the end of race 3. Jochen Hahn the winner, ahead of Adam Lachko, René Reinert third from Steffi Halm, fifth Anthony Janiek, and then sixth Alan Law.
Yeah, with Jochen we go very fair. We go everywhere 2 centimeters, not to touch, because in high speed it's dangerous when you touch. And when I touch Jochen, I pull him, or when he touch me, he pull me. And this we don't like it, because we try to make a fair point, and we will see on the future.
The drivers on the podium. Jochen Hahn is all smiles after his race win. But other drivers are not so happy. Take, for example, Irving Klein-Nagelvoort. Immediately after race 3, the Scania has to undergo repairs in the paddock ready for race 4. It's a small 4-person team. The driver, his brother, and their parents.
It was a big impact at the corner. I was thinking that I had more damage. It doesn't look nice, the truck, but I can start.
The grid for race 4, and once again on pole position is Rodriguez. Second on the grid is Sascha Lenz.
Wenn man in der ersten Reihe aus startet,
if you start from the front row, you can make the podium with a bit of luck. But we've suffered lots of problems this weekend, many technical defects, so it'll be very difficult for us to defend this position.
Es für uns sehr schwierig wird, die Position hier zu verteidigen.
On the fourth row of the grid are the favourites. Adam Lachko starts 7th and Jochen Hahn 8th. The grid is cleared as the 3-minute board is displayed. At the start, it's Sascha Lenz who initially grabs the advantage, but right on his tail is a charging Anthony Janiek. A spin behind, off goes René Reinert. He skids across the gravel, but he's able to rejoin. On board with Alan Law, you can see how the accident happened. From Reinert's point of view, suddenly there's a big bang that turns him around. Reinert makes it back to the pits, but is very angry indeed. The race order at the end of lap 1, Janiek is the leader. Second is Sascha Lenz with Steffi Halm third. Then fourth is Lachko and fifth is Hahn. On board with Alan Law. She makes a move against Rodriguez to go 8th. Alan had dropped to the back of the field after being involved in Reinert's incident on the first lap. There's a great four-way battle for second place going on between Lentz, Halm, Lachko and Hahn. On board with Jochen Hahn, this his view. He's staring at the back of Adam Lachko. After 4 laps, Janiek leads from a group of 4. Janiek locks up, but on lap 5, Lachko makes a move to get himself up on the inside of Halm. Lachko gains a place, and so does Jochen Hahn. Both of them get ahead of Steffi Halm. The next target for Lachko is Sascha Lentz. He makes his move up on the inside. And Jochen Hahn goes through as well. Lachko is now second, Hahn is now third, and they're both closing on Janiek. Steffi Halm also makes a move against Sascha Lentz, the two of them side by side. And Halm goes through, taking the place away from Lentz. With 5 laps to go, Janiek leads, Lachko is second, Hahn is third, Halm runs fourth, and fifth is Lentz. On board with Hahn. Ahead, Lachko is right on the tail of Janiek. He makes his move up on the inside for the race lead. There's contact, but Lachko goes through. Hahn also tries to go through, but Janiek defends. On board now with Steffi Halm. 2 corners later, Janiek can resist no longer. Hahn passes the Frenchman. And looking back from Hahn's truck, Steffi Halm immediately tries the same manoeuvre, but Anthony Janiek robustly defends the position. On the last lap, Adam Lachko leads. It's Jochen Hahn in second, and the battle for third is still raging on. Janiek defends from Halm, then nose to tail. At the checkered flag, Adam Lachko wins again. Second goes the way of Jochen Hahn, 3.2 seconds adrift. Adam Lachko's team celebrates. Anthony Janiek takes third, Steffi Halm comes home fourth, and Janiek's team celebrate on the pit wall. A delighted Adam Lachko decides to celebrate out on track. Into Parc Fermé, Anthony Janiek is waved through. He's not allowed to remain in Parc Fermé as he's penalised 30 seconds for speeding at the start. There are more celebrations for Steffi Halm, who is now promoted to third place. It means the podium is Lachko, Hahn and Halm. The first 3 rows were too fast after the pace truck came in. The maximum speed of 70 kilometres an hour was exceeded before the red lights went out. Steffi Halm, along with Law, Rodriguez, Lentz and Reinert, all receiving 30-second penalties, so Jiri Foreman moves up to third.
I'm very happy because from the 7th position go to the first, it's perfect. And I'm also a little bit racing because it's very nice overtaking, and I'm very happy.
In the Drivers' Championship, Adam Lachko now leads, but only 2 points ahead of Jochen Hahn, with Ranin Reinert third, then Anthony Janiek fourth from Norbert Kisch, and Steffi Halm rounding out the top 6. It's been another all-action weekend in the FIA European Truck Racing Championship.
Now the gap is 2 points in the championship. I think we fight the complete season in this situation, and it's a pleasure to fight with him.
We've seen another fantastic race weekend in Nogaro with 4 different winners in the 4 races, and Adam Lachko and Jochen Hahn leading the championship together, divided by only 2 points now. So very, very close. What a great setup for the biggest race event in the calendar of ETRC, the Nürburgring. Join us there in the beginning of July,
where the German drivers and their black, red and gold colours will definitely be even more in focus than in Nogaro.